And once again, welcome back everybody to some more Mechabellum. Playing against the troll Safe? I don't know. I'm not sure how to pronounce or speak this. I know safe, as in secure, but that's not how you write it. And I assume that's not what my opponent is going for here. Yeah. As far as the rest goes, I've been doing some aggro training and playing. And this is not one of the games, apparently. This was a standard game. I marked it down as something good. Instead, it seems my opponent is doing the aggro here. Now, as we zoom around through the first few deployments and everything, I'm going for some phoenixes, hoping to be safe with that. I have to say, I've been sick the past about week, a bit less than that. And praise the Lord, last time, that sickness took me down for... I think it was like 3, maybe even 4 days. This time it was only a single day of really being down, and then a slow and steady recovery process, like basically all the time, from the usual cold, flu, corona, whatever. I don't care what it's called anymore. It's all the same nonsense. So you might hear that in my voice a good amount, and yeah. I hope my voice isn't too bad. I'm also not recording many videos at a time. It is simply... how should I put this? I'm hoping my voice gets better by the day. Let's just call it that. And I also don't have much time. So let's speed through this replay after we see what everybody picks. We have Underground Threat, or Missile Strike, even improved Steel Boards, or Elite Tarantula. Basically, this is a whatever you want kind of drop. Like, I can see somebody arguing for any of these. I decide to put some crawlers here, and my opponent decides to do the same. Which means that the stronger crawlers win. None of us have any boost on them, so it's probably RNG. But no matter what the outcome is, this tower is not going to fall at any early point in time. I decide to deploy a good amount of chaff all around, so that I am reasonably safe, hopefully. And my opponent, in preparation as I am aerial spec, has dropped some marksmen. Well, not in preparation, what am I talking about? He already has these phoenixes in his sights, basically. I have a good amount of chaff, but chaff is all I got right now. Even on this side, the tanks... Oh, I think I sold the tanks. I might have sold the tanks. I'm not entirely sure anymore. Anyhow, his tanks are much more numerous, and they killed all the chaff, and the phoenixes are exposed, so easy win for my opponent here. Yeah, I did sell the tanks. And instead leveled the tower, I believe. We do have Fortress, Sandworm, Rhino, Melting Point. Also, once again, I could argue for anything here. I decided to go for the Rhinos and start selling, because at the end of the day, this is free money. And I already had the field recovery unlocked, so why would I let it go to waste? A Rhino in each corner. My opponent apparently thinking in a way... Well, anything gets countered by the Melter Drop, so let's go Melter Drop. And since he's Typhoon spec, he can instantly start putting down some Typhoons. And he also rapid resupplies on round number 3. I don't even recall what this game was all about, nor do I recall how long it went. I only remember that I marked it down as apparently a good game. This Rhino will eat the missile and it will get damaged, but it has a clear path afterwards. This Rhino does not get missiled, but it has a good amount of stuff in the way. So no easy or fast tower for me, and some Typhoon shields to bust through. The tanks and the Phoenixes and even the Mustangs are trying to get whatever they can done. The crawlers came through the front and actually took down the tower before the Rhino could. And there's going to be a second tower debuff coming in now, but is it even going to matter all that much? Well, most of the tanks and the Typhoons, they have all but died. The Melter can turn around, but these Phoenixes are level 2. They can definitely hurt a Melter. And at the end of the day, even though the tower debuffs came in much later than I would have hoped, it still ends up being a win for me. Now this is still on the old patch, so Typhoon meta is going, but my opponent apparently chooses the intensive training over the improved overlords. I decide to throw down a Javelin. And since this is the most juicy spot, I think it's fine to go for that. My opponent is trying to defend with Wasps, and he even levels one of the Wasps. I find that interesting because I dropped these Mustangs last round. Not that they got all that much damage done. I think shield damage is simply not listed. And by the time the shields went down, they were basically gone already. He also once again rapid resupplies. Starting to see where the troll part comes into play here. I decide that he might try to like throw down a what's it called, an orbital javelin here. So I try to mobile beacon these phoenixes around a perceived possible threat, but there is no perceived, no actual threat. So it ends up being a bit useless. But more phoenixes and a really fat orbital javelin should provide me with enough power to win this round. And quite convincingly, I would assume. Somebody might ask what the purpose of the Mustangs is before the Wasps came down. I mean, obviously now it's clear what they can do. But before the Mustangs came down, I have noticed, and I'm not sure if I had noticed by the point this game was played, but in the future, if not in this game already, I would start to notice. If you're playing against Typhoon Boat, you absolutely need to already have your anti-air in place. You cannot start playing anti-air against Typhoon Boat from behind. I have played no game after the huge nerf to the boat cannon, so I don't know what the current meta is at all. My mental capacities were kind of not exactly amazing these past few days, so I didn't want to destroy my MMR from nothing but being unable to correctly think. Anyhow, he is investing a lot into Stormcallers now. I guess that is mostly to get rid of all my clumped up stuff. I decide that, you know what? I can maybe overwhelm them, or rather get this Rhino through with a Wasp Swarm. Or I guess it'll be that all his Wasps focus on the Rhino and then maybe my Wasps can kill them. Maybe I can get some value this way. And I do decide to throw down some additional sledgehammers and just make this side as obnoxiously delaying as possible. And probably, if I had to guess, another tower level. Oh, yeah, and we do go for a very, very, very cheap tower snipe here. Trolling the trolls, so to speak. Ah, okay, we go for attack. Makes sense. So does... No, he does not do anything. Tower cheese goes off. Is this leveled? It is not. So, goodbye tower. Goodbye wasps. Hello Rhino from the rear. Turns the melter around for about half a millisecond, it feels like. And some wasps are on the tower, while others are clogging up the marksmen. Well, at least one of the marksmen. Talk about an absolutely disgusting win of a round for me here. The Mustangs and the Phoenixes can take care of everything else. The Wasps ran in and died a bit. But yeah, this is putting my opponent basically in kill range. He cannot allow another tower strike like that. We have super heavy armor, improved sandworm, even shield airdrop or deployment module, I think you can argue for. This game has been full of drops that you could definitely see yourself going if the board was a little different or if you were valuing different things differently. I decide to throw a shield down. It's not like I have a unit that would benefit all that much with super heavy armor, because even if I throw it on like level 3 sledges, this thing is going to just melt them down and start leveling like crazy. My opponent also went for the shield. I decided to see if maybe I can close it out with replicate crawlers. Also, I need to defend against my opponent potentially doing exactly the same, which he may very well do. He may very well do that. The Mustangs are level 2 now. We can start thinking about giving them range, if nothing else. And the Phoenixes have definitely earned some upgrades, potentially. Yeah, here's range on the Stangs, and some more Stangs. My opponent is going heavier into these Mustangs. Does he throw replicate on crawlers? Does he even have crawlers anywhere? No, he does not. He does, however, have some missiles, and of course he has something in front now. Oh, here, he does have... I know those were spawn crawlers. Yes, they were spawned. It didn't exist before. Anyhow, the double missile and Fangs take care of my tower snipe attempt, and there isn't all that much to replicate off. So, that was kind of wasted money. We do, however, get a tower fairly easily. And the big question is, will this be enough? Because a lot of Mustangs just got splashed. But there also is 600 in Phoenixes in the air right now. Let's speed up. Don't think it's enough. No, it is not. 290 HP left.